Good morning, students. Today we will revise English grammar from chapter number 17 to chapter number 26. Okay? So, students, just see chapter number 17. Have something done. I have taught you that we use have plus object plus past participle. Something is object and then means past participle form of the verb. To say that we arrange for somebody to do something for us means when somebody do something for us, we use this pattern. For example, just see, Mr. Sharma is having his car repaired. It means Mr. Sharma asks someone to do the work. Mr. Sharma asks somebody to do the work. He is not doing his work himself, but he asks somebody to do his work. We are going to have our house cleaned. It means we are not cleaning our house, but we have asked somebody to clean our house. So in this situation we use have plus object plus past participle form of the verb. In the same way, have object plus past participle form of the verb. In which condition? To say that we arrange for somebody to do something for us. Okay? Students, now see chapter 18, gerund and to infinitive. Students, the gerund is formed by adding ing to the base form of a verb. The gerund is formed by adding ing to the base form of a verb. For example, playing, laughing, walking, weeping. Okay, when we add ing in the base form of the verb, and when we use this ing form of the verb in place of subject or object, then it is known as gerund. Students, the gerund is always used as a noun. The gerund here it is a noun. So laughing is not a good habit. ing. Reading is a good habit. Read plus base form of verb read plus ing. What is this? Reading. So it is what? Gerund. Okay. And infinitive is formed when we add to before the base form of the verb, and it is used either in place of subject or object, both. For example, to laugh, base form of the verb is laugh, and we have added to here. To laugh is not a good habit. We decided to go there. We can use gerund or infinitive either in place of subject or object. Okay? Students, and many verbs which is used as a infinitive only, which are followed by some certain verbs. The verbs which are used as gerund, these all things are given in your books. So for details, you will study your book thoroughly also. Okay? Students, now see chapter number 19, bare infinitive and present participle. Bare infinitive means the base form of the verb which is used without to, and present participle means when we add ing with the base form of the verb. Okay? So see here, bare infinitive is used after modals. You may come here, you should work hard. Okay? You can do this work. Means after modals we use bare infinitive. We never use to after modals. The bare infinitive is used after had better. After had better we use bare infinitive. You had better take rest. We had better wait for some time. So after had better we use bare infinitive. Means we do not use to after had better. The verb will be here, see, notice, watch can be used with an object and bare infinitive or the present participle. Means when there will be filled here, see, notice, watch, then after these verbs there will be an object, and after object we can use the bare infinitive or present participle. Means we can use both. See the example. I heard Ram play the piano. Play. This is bare infinitive, and I heard Ram playing the piano. This is present participle. Means after these verbs we can use. After these verbs we use an object, and after that we can use the bare infinitive or the present participle. We can use any one of them. Okay. Students, now see chapter number 20 and 21, direct and reported speech. In chapter 20, statements and commands and requests is given. Students, first of all, you have to know, I have told you that if the reporting verb is in present or future tense, then we never change the tense of reported speech. If the reporting verb is in past tense, then we change the tense of reported speech. If the reporting verb is in past tense, then simple present change into simple past, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect, past perfect, and present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous. Simple past, past perfect, past continuous, past perfect continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. No change. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, is, are, and was, were. Okay. The pronouns of first person change according to subject, the pronouns of second person change according to object, and the pronoun of third person no change. As when upon 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you have to follow these rules. Now see the example. This says I am a boy. The reporting verb is in simple present tense. That's why the tense of reported speech will never change. Only the pronouns. If there is a pronoun of first or second person, then the pronoun will be changed. So he says that I. It will change according to he. Then there will be he is according to subject he. Here is will be used. He is a boy. Now see the second example. Ram said to me, I will beat you. Said to. Students, say to change into tell, says to tells, and said to told. If there is no object after says, say or said, then it remains unchanged. Means here he says. If he says to me, then here we will write he tells me. If there is no object, then the reporting verb remains unchanged. Said to change into told. He told me. We use that in assertive sentence that I, regarding to Ram, he will change into would, be, you is the pronoun of second person, and it will change according to object. The object is of first person. That's why it will be me. Okay. So this is the rule for changing the statements, the assertive sentence into indirect speech. Change of person means first and second person's pronouns we have to change. Change of tense, we have to change the tense. How? Seeing the reporting verb, if it will be present or future, then the tense of reported will never change. If it will be in past, then we will change the tense as I have told. Now, command and request. Students, according to the sense of reported speech, imperative sentence. According to the sense of reported speech, we give the reporting verb. In this reported speech, there will be the sense of order, request, command, advice, prohibition, etc. So, he said, please help me. He said, please help me. Here is the sense of request. So, we write requested to help him. Pronoun me will be changed according to me. He said, bring me a cup of tea. He ordered to bring him a cup of tea. He said, take this medicine twice a day. He advised to take that medicine twice a day. He said, do not go there. If the sentence is negative, do not. So he prohibited, he forbade me to go there. And if when we use prohibited or forbid, then we never use not. Okay? So this is the indirect speech of statements, means assertive sentence and imperative sentence. Students, now see the reported speech of interrogative sentences. He said to me, are you mad? Students, if the reported speech is an interrogative sentence, Then the reporting verb said to change into asked or inquired of. He asked, inquired of me. Interrogative sentence are of two types. First one which starts with helping verb, and second one which starts with question words. So if the reported speech starts with helping verb, then we use if or whether. If or whether. He asked or inquired of me. If or whether, we will use only one, anyone, if or whether. And now we convert the interrogative sentence into its assertive form. Argument, what will be the assertive? You are mad. We will change you are mad. You. It will change regarding to me. So here will be I. Is I changed into was or not? I was mad. Now see the second sentence. Ram said to me. Ram asked me. Asked or inquired. We can use anyone. Me. Here the sentence starts with question word, WH word. So we will not use if or whether. The given question word will be written here where. After that we convert the sentence into assertive form. Are you going? You are going. And we will change you are going. You. Adding to me, it will be I was. Present continuous change into past continuous. I was going. And one thing more, students, we use full stop at last. When we change the interrogative sentence into indirect speech, at last we will use full stop, because we have changed the interrogative sentence into its assertive form. Okay? Students, now see chapter number 22, prepositions. Students, many usage of prepositions has been given in your book. So I will tell you some important examples of prepositions, and you have to revise, you have to study thoroughly of all the chapters. Only this is revision, so I am telling you the examples, some rules in brief. I live in Netaji Street. I live at 76 Netaji Street. Students, when the address is given and the house number is not given, only the name of the street is given, then we will use in. But if the house number is given, we use at. Okay? Always reminded, when the house number is given, we use at. And when then only the name of the street is given, we use in. She put the stool in the corner of the room. When we talk about corner, so when we talk about the corner of the room, we use in. But when we talk about an open area, when we talk about the corner of an open area, then we use at or on. There is a public telephone at or on the corner of the street. When we talk about the corner of an open area, we use an or, at or on. But when we talk about the corner of a room, we use in. We went there by bike, by train, by bus. But when we talk about some specific bike, some specific car, there we do not use bike. He went there on his bike, specific bike, means here his own bike. Here the bike is not clear that whose bike is there. Okay? And for foot we use on. He goes to school on foot, not by foot. We always use on foot. Okay? Students, now see chapter number 23, clauses. Students, I have told you that the clause is a part of a sentence which contains a subject and a predicate, which contains a subject and its finite verb, main verb. Okay? And students, a clause has two parts. Main clause, a clause can be divided into two parts, two clause, main clause and subordinate clause. The main clause always stand itself, but the subordinate clause cannot stand by itself. It always depends on the main clause. I will wait till he comes. The main clause is I will wait, and subordinate clause till he comes. Tell me where you have been. Tell me main clause and where you have been subordinate clause. Clause is a group of words which contains the subject and the finite verb. Subordinate clause. He, subject, main verb comes. So it is subordinate clause, and main clause is I will wait. Here, tell me where you have been. You is subject, have been verb. Predicate. Subject and predicate, or subject or main verb. So this is known as clause. Okay. So in this chapter only the introduction of clauses is given. So you have to know that a part of a sentence which contains the subject and the predicate of its own, the subject and the finite verb of its own, they are known as clause. And clause can be divided into two clauses, main clause and subordinate clause. Okay. Students, now see the kinds of subordinate clause. Chapter number 24. As we know that there are three kinds of subordinate clause: main clause, noun clause, adjective clause, and adverb clause. Noun clause. Students, a group of words which contains a subject and a predicate of its own and does the work of a noun in the sentence, that is known as noun clause. For example, he said that the sun rises in the east. That the sun rises in the east is what? Noun clause in the sentence. The subject sun rises verb. The noun clause conjunctions which use noun clause are that, who, which, what, when, why, whose, whom, etc. It always starts with ka. The conjunctions meaning the conjunctions which use noun clause. Its meaning starts with ka. Adjective clause, a group of words which contains a subject and predicate of its own and does the verb of an adjective in the sentence is known as an adjective clause. This is the man who is a doctor. Who. The conjunctions of noun clause and adjective clause are same, but the meaning of those conjunctions are different. The conjunctions of noun clause start with ka, while the conjunctions of adjective clause starts with ja. This is the man who is a doctor. Who. And before the conjunctions of adjective clause, a noun or pronoun is compulsory, which he qualifies. In noun clause, before the conjunctions, there is no noun. It is not necessary. But in adjective clause, before the conjunctions of adjective clause, a noun or pronoun is compulsory. Okay? An adverb clause is a group of words which contains the subject and predicate of its own and does the work of an adverb in the sentence. She is more beautiful than I thought. The conjunctions of adverb clauses are than, before, after, till, until. Okay? And many, etc. I will tell you. She is more beautiful than I thought. Than I thought is what? An adverb clause. Okay? Good morning, students. Now see chapter number 25, more about adverb clause. Students, there are 9 kinds of adverb clause. Clauses of time, clauses of place, clauses of purpose, clauses of result, clauses of reason, clauses of condition, clauses of manner, clauses of comparison, and clauses of contrast or concession. Students, clauses of time. It answers the question when, and it begins with when, while, before, after, till, until, since, as soon as, etc. Okay? Now see the example. Wait here till he comes. Till he comes. That is clauses of time. Second one is clauses of place. The conjunctions of clauses of place are where or wherever. I have put it back where I found it. Where I found it, clauses of place. Clauses of purpose. Clauses of purpose are introduced by the conjunctions so that or in order that. Clauses of purpose. It comes here so that we may learn something. Purpose, so that. So that or in order that. Clauses of result. They are introduced by the conjunctions so that. So that. So that. He was so weak that she could not walk. That he could not walk. What is this? Reason. Okay? Classes are reason. They are introduced by because as since. He did not go there because he was ill. The reason? Because he was ill. Clauses are condition. They are introduced by if or unless. If you come here, I will give you money. If you come here, that is clauses are condition. After that, clauses are manner, as if or as though. Do it as I told. Do it as I told. They are introduced by as if and as though. Clauses are comparison. They are introduced by as or than. He is older than he looks. And last one is clauses are contrast. They are introduced by though, although, or even though. Although they are very rich, they live very simply. Although they are very rich, these are clauses are contrast. So revise all these chapters very properly. Okay. Students, now see the last chapter, 26, relative clauses. A relative clause tells us which person or thing the speaker means. A relative clause tells us which person or things the speaker is saying about which person or things. The boy who stole my purse ran. The speaker is saying about the boy who stole my purse. Who stole? The boy. Students, who is used for people and what, which or that is used for things. Here is the pen that I found yesterday. That is used for things and who is used for people. Okay? Whose is used together with nouns. The man whose house was burned down left the village. Okay? It shows possession. Students, where, when, why can introduce relative clauses also. This is the place where the accident happened. So where, when, why. It can also introduce what? Relative clause. Okay? Students, now see the last portion, that is report writing. Students, a report is a description of an event or a situation. In your book there are two kinds of reports have been given. Report for school magazine and report for newspaper. So I have taught you, I have told you the format. Once again I am telling you report for school magazine. First of all we write topic, then name of the writer who has written the report, and after that we start writing the content from here. Okay? And report for school, report for newspaper. First of all we write the topic, then we write the name of the reporter by name of the writer, staff reporter. We can write here the name of the newspaper also. Staff reporter are the Hindustan Times of India, the Hindustan Times, the Times of India. After that we write place, then date, and then we start writing the content. This is not written, a report is written in brief. Okay, so this is the format. I have told you the example also. So dear students, now the revision of English grammar is completed. I hope you all have understood very well. Students, one suggestion that don't depend on the revision which we have done today. You have to revise all the chapters thoroughly, all the exercise, all the chapters thoroughly, so that you may get good marks and do all the chapters very well. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead and best of luck for your examination. Thank you.